Good day, Captains. It's Revan speaking. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. And what the hell? Transformers is back. Looks like it. And just to give you a bit of an idea, folks, that Transformers has come back by high demand, apparently. High demand, apparently. So, apparently, some of the people out there have been expressing their views and opinions that they really want to get their hands on the Transformers stuff, and they haven't had a chance to complete the set, which is fair enough. But I have to say that I was really disappointed with this because when I was looking forward to seeing Transformers coming back, I didn't expect this to be handled in this way. I have to say that it was actually very, very expensive when it came out in bundles like this. Like, for example, all these packs that they have come out with for Hot Rod and Optimus Prime, and also Bumblebee, Grimlock, and Megatron, Rumble, and Starscream and Soundwave. The funny thing about this, folks, in a nutshell, as you're looking at it as it is right now, the good thing that I can tell you is that each of these packs, they have 10-point commanders, they have the camos for the ships that they cover here, and also on top of it all, it's actually, you know, quite expensive. Each of these packs, these ones you're seeing here right now, if you were to look at in comparison to the doubloon store for me, and that is with my currency, they're about $150 each. But wait, okay, so you're seeing like, you know, like 75,000 doubloons. Well, you know, you just round it up roughly, okay? But if you're looking at it around that, and then you see like this one for 65,500, you're better off with this pack as a one-off and spend it with all your doubloons if you got the money for it. Now, I will admit that this one here is about like, you know, $400 Australian thereabouts in terms of, you know, currency conversion. And honestly, that is not cheap. It is not cheap, but it is well worth it if you really want to collect the whole set. Now, the thing is that if you already got these camouflages and stuff like that, you will get refunded, just letting you know, and it's actually pretty sweet. So it's been broken down here, which is pretty cool. Just by looking at it, it looks like it's pretty interesting. So you get like 4, 8,000, 12,000, 16,000, 20,000, and 24, 28, 32, 38,000, 41,000, 45,500. Wow, that's interesting because like they really pushed hard there. 48,000. So yeah, that's actually not doing too bad. It's actually that's about 50k plus in terms of doubloons back. Well, wow, that's actually interesting. So that's actually a pretty good diminishing returns there if you actually have all those camos already. Some people, you know, like usually get it, you know, just for the actual commanders. But wow, I mean, like that's if you got the doubloons and you want to do it that way, by all means. In all seriousness though, the difference between like the Cybertronian and also the Autobot containers is this. I mean, like the Autobot containers are really focused on, you know, like in terms of the economic boosters, right? So basically you got like free XP, economic boosters and things like that. This one here is obviously the Autobot and also the Cybertron, the Decepticon camo, so that's what it looks like. It looks pretty cool. I mean, like, I have to say. The Autobot one is actually pretty plain, but it's actually pretty bright orange. You can't go wrong. But that's actually what it is. But if you really want to, get your money's worth, the Cybertronian containers is actually what you should be doing or getting. Now this is actually has all the the camouflages for everything, all the ships. So you got obviously the Montana. Let me just go through it all. And there's a Bumblebee gearing version right there. And this is the Megatron on the curve first. By the way, these looks pretty cool, overall. I mean, like, it's very nice. There's a Carbrosk version right there with Rumble. This one here is with good old Grimlock on the Republic. There's the Minotaur with the good old Hot Rod right there. Hot Rod. Like, I swear that with these names, this is crazy. But it's like Hot Racer there. There we go. We got good old the Richthofen with Starscream. This is actually pretty sweet. Here's a Venetia for good old Soundwave, which is very nice, I have to say. It looks actually pretty good, like just by looking at. Whoa, look at that. That's high detail. That's phenomenal. Here's the other thing as well too. The Iowa class for Optimus Prime. So what they've done is that Wargaming has done a little bit of like mixture of tier 8s and tier 9s and 10s here, which is good to see. I mean, like, it's a good change. Here's a flesh I was telling you earlier. With a good old, Bumblebee. I mean, like, it's similar to the gearing, so that's actually pretty good. If you have both Tech Tree ships, you'll love that. This one here, obviously, that's the curve. Oh, wait, no, that was a Bismarck. My bad. That's the Bismarck. Very nice camo. But I mean, like, in all seriousness, I think the Curvebus was actually better suited for that. Trash Can is a tier 9. Or we call it the trash can, but Rumble's actually pretty good for that, so that's actually pretty nice. But the problem with this, folks, I mean, like, it's just really expensive. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's just so expensive, this bundle for Transformers. The biggest gripe I have about this is just so expensive just to get them. Honestly, if you don't want to, gamble with, like with the random containers and stuff like that, buy it outright and then call it quits. Here's Hot Racers or Hot Rods, good old Endeavour. Very nice camo as well. And also, here we go, the Passable, which is pretty interesting. You got some fighter jets on there as well. During the battle, it's actually kind of funny when you see it in action. It's actually kind of hilarious when you see that being put together. And here is, of course, the Amalfi, which is pretty much a nice Italian cruiser right there. And then obviously you got the good old commanders like Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Megatron.
Do not fail me. Whoa, 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 get out of here! Let's take the battle to them.
And then here's Rumple.
Cover me! Me Grimlock no see nothing! Let's
Hot Rod.
rubber. Set a smoke screen.
My superior performance justifies some additional fire support!
Forward to Decepticon domination.
And there you go, there's Starscream. So what I've done Soundwave as well. So, and like just by looking at all these commanders, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Megatron, Rumble, Grimlock, Hot Rod, Starscream, and also Soundwave are back as well too. I have to say that they've done a good job with it. The one thing I can say very openly, folks, is that the packs itself is very expensive. Alright, and I'm not gonna lie to you, these packs are very expensive. Are they worth getting? The Cybertronian containers are probably worth money. I mean, like, if you want to just get the basic stuff and good luck, have random luck with it, just by all means, just gamble 1 or 2 containers of these, and also Um, these containers over here is actually pretty good. Don't forget you can do your missions. I will show you that real quick. The combat missions itself, I mean, like if you do the Transformers combat missions like this, like so, you'll be able to just do them and just have fun. I mean, like you get to have a lot of, you know, like these containers anyways, and they actually will give you some good dimension rewards. And if you look at it very carefully, I will show you something here that I thought is pretty sweet. And if you go to the collections and you look for good old Transformers, I mean, like you can get to see all these items that you can collect, and pretty much at the end of the day you'll get an opportunity to get a nice commander and also the flag as well in recognition for the franchise. So I mean, like I'm not too far away of collecting it. I actually only got like probably 2 items left to go, so I just need to keep going grinding, and grind it I will. But here's the thing, speaking about that, we're going to shift over towards the Star Trek franchise. Now, ladies and gentlemen, live long and prosper. The bold you go where no man has gone before. I mean, like, this is actually kind of funny because we're actually on the, well, the port of the good old Enterprise, or the Galaxy class warship. And speaking of which, I got the Enterprise aircraft carrier in front of you, and it's actually kind of funny because, like, you know, the way they've done it, it is actually funny in a way that they've got these space fighters that look like from Deep Space Nine, or DS9 for short, which is actually kind of funny. I mean, like, if you look at it carefully, closely here, the level of detail they've done, it is actually looking like, you know, one of the battle scenes in Deep Space Nine, like Sacrifice of Angels, when the Federation was going head to head with the Dominion and the Cardassians in an all-out assault on Deep Space Nine, which is, you know, pretty much a phenomenal moment where fortune favors the bold. Well, we're about to find out. So that was actually pretty interesting how they did that, and when they replicated that, the design of the ship and everything, it actually looks not too bad overall. It looks actually pretty good. I like what I've seen, which is pretty sweet, and I'm actually enjoying it. But I have to admit though that we're going to show you a couple cool things that what Wargaming has done with this. So the good thing is that you can actually click on the, you know, the deck over here, which is pretty nice. Also, I'm going to change the level of, you know, the carousel, so I can actually show you the features.
Officer Haddock of the docking bay is unavailable due to Al Shinar, the spiritual Vulcan ritual practiced in solitude.
Wow, that's the first time I've heard that. So you get to hear some random things here. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. So you get to touch these panels along the way. Some panels make some noise, some don't. This one over here as well. Because the reason I'm doing this is because like, I'm trying to show you something pretty cool. So here we go. Okay, so you hit the command console here. You can't touch the person over here, but
Tal
yeah.
Shiar, envoy of the Romulan Star Empire, has sent a bottle of Kali Fall. Caution advised.
That is wicked. That's neat.
The opposing force has taken the lead, but we still have a chance. Things are only important.
Interesting. Okay, so click on the office there.
One man cannot summon the future, but one man can change the present. This
Random.
is an example of 100% effective performance.
One random conversations going on here. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. Nothing there.
Inform engine room to prepare for maximum acceleration.
That's Picard's room. Okay. Interesting. Back entrance here. Nothing in the consoles here. Oh!
Inform engine room to prepare for maximum acceleration.
Wow. That is interesting. You can actually get a crew member from there. And it looks like... nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Okay, so is there something on the main screen here? The view screen? And look at this. You actually get to teleport outside and go back into the normal standard dockyard you actually will see in the sea. So as you can see here, is that you got the pleasantry view of the ships that you can flip in between. I mean, like, you can just have a look. Let me just bring up the British warship. And here's the Klingon bird of prey. And also Japan has its destroyer. Was the Roman warbird. And then the Germans have their battleship, Tier 7, which is in Eisenhower. And here's the Vulcan cruiser, supposed to be. This looks very weird, I mean, like, I have to say, but it's actually fun though. Wow. And last but not least, you did see the Enterprise earlier, which is a Tier 8 aircraft carrier. And there she is. I've actually would have expected, you know, like the camo to be a lot more better than that, to be honest with you. However, anyways, we're gonna jump in straight to the armory of this one and give you a quick tour of it. So the overall, the Star Trek event, in my opinion, it was a huge letdown. All right, and I was really disappointed with the way how Wargaming did this. Wargaming could have done it better with the Star Trek thing. It was just basically all to do the keyword spend, 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 because it is a franchise that, you know, like, people will be interested in. I mean, like, let me just put it out here that, you know, like, for $150 Australian for showing off, you know, like, what's available in here right now, I was actually a little bit disappointed with the level of detail of what is available for you. Like, for example, that you do have a chance to win these, you know, random, you know, like, permanent camouflages at 8.7%, which is pretty cool. But if you look at it carefully here, that the so-called, you know, commanders is actually doesn't sound that great. Let me just I should play the voices for you.
Affirmative. Of course. I wish you all the best of luck.
It doesn't sound like Picard, does it? Jean-Luc Picard.
Provide support against aerial threats. Set a smokescreen. They are testing our patience.
Those who own information own the world. We need smoke to hide. What rule is this?
Requesting fire support! Unleash your wrath upon their flying machines! Good show!
Well, I will admit, I mean, like, just by listening to that, I was actually a little bit disappointed with it. But I will admit, this gave me a good feel. The general feeling of the Star Trek theme is very good. It's very nice, it's pleasant. It's very pleasant. And honestly, I actually liked it. It feels like, you know, watching the Next Generation all over again. Mind you, this is all, you know, the ships that you got there. So you got obviously Garon, you got Picard, Sealer, and Spock in this bundle. And as you can see, you got like the opportunity to buy this whole pack for 150 Australian dollars thereabouts to get, you know, like all these, you know, camos, commanders, and flags and everything as well too. I'll be honest with you, I was really disappointed, just to put it out there in the context. So the reason why I was disappointed with it all is because that, you know, I would have expected a little bit more for the Star Trek franchise, but you know, like, it was actually funny when I was thinking about it, because like if you look in comparison to Transformers has so much more to offer. I mean, like, if you look at the 65,000 doubloon pack, I know it's expensive. I'm sorry to show this again, but the thing is that when I look at this, it's like, you know, you get all the camouflages, you're guaranteed to get it, all these commanders as well too, and it makes sense. It's just like a big, huge chunk of spending. This one here, I mean, like, for a collector's item, it is a good chunk of spending for those who love Star Trek and passionate about it. But let me just, you know, put it out there, the context that I just feel that this, you know, Wargaming is just pumping it out too much, wanting players to spend a lot of money into the game for this. I mean, like, the prices are a bit too steep. Now, I will be honest with you that, you know, like in the Terran bundle, the Klingon bundle, and Romulan bundle, for surprisingly, there's no Vulcan bundle. What's up with this Wargaming? Where the F is the Vulcans? You gotta have the Vulcan power, live longer and prosper, man. I mean, like, otherwise we're gonna say live long and bite me. The funny thing about it all is that when I look at the, you know, like these bundles and stuff, it's good. I mean, like, for what it's worth, for, you know, like in terms of the commanders, I actually praise this idea. 5100 doubloons for the commanders. Honestly, Wargaming should scrap these ones and just leave it as one bundle pack. Because if you look at this carefully, you got 10-point commanders, right? Let me just show this. 10-point commanders, and you get the camouflage as well. So I'm gonna have a look at that. Oh yeah, so you get a camouflage as well. So you're doing it in a strange way that you spend this for the commander and also the camouflage. But you only got the commanders here. Why not, you know, like, just get 4 commanders and 4 or 8 camouflages of, what do they call it? The sci-fi space permanent camouflage. Okay, so why don't you do it this way? Why don't you do, like, you know, 4 commanders and 4, you know, space permanent camouflages? Call it quits, GG, everyone's happy, you win. And you get like 5100 doubloons. I mean, like, wow. 5100 doubloons, it might be raised to, like, say 7500, but, you know, like, if you think about it this way, if you raised it to 7500 doubloons even, and you have all that, you're probably better off in doing that instead, which is, you know, like, it's probably seem logical than, well, have the most illogical sense of approaching this in a different way, shape, or form in this whole thing. But when I look at this very carefully, folks, I mean, like, I was still very disappointed about the whole fact that, you know, like, that these bundles were not exactly that well hyped in a way. I mean, like, the horns were pretty cool. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, but it's just that when I'm thinking about it all, I mean, like, you're basically doing a cash and grab kind of thing. My dad, for example, decided to go out and do a bit of quick gambling on these containers. He actually got, you know, Picard and also Spock, for example, and he was happy with that from the 10 containers here. And he was happy with just getting 2 random commanders. And some people were very lucky to get a whole heap more. Some people were, like, you know, surprisingly happy to go ahead and do the 40 containers. 40 containers for 23,000, or just say 24,000 doubloons, is actually not too bad for that price. So I have to say that Wargaming did something very good about that. 20 containers had 12,550. Yeah, not too bad. And honestly, when you think about it all, you're probably in a bit of more satisfactory state over here, spend 150 Australian dollars, for example, on 40 containers. But in my honest opinion, you probably divert that attention and spend it on here instead, in the larger packs, and actually get these ships guaranteed, their flags, and also the commanders and the skins. In the containers itself, it's just only some random economic benefits, the blue ones, and honestly you got some sci-fi permanent ones, but you can see like the percentages have been broken down here. So you're better off, ladies and gentlemen, focusing on buying the actual pack itself, all the commanders, and just enjoy it. If you have a favorite, you know, race or like commander, or you know, generally speaking, what you want to support for. So, you know, say for example, if you're a Klingon fan, you can get the Better Prey, get Commander Galeron, and everything like that. You'll be very happy with that result. This is what you get with it, with a 7500 doubloon pack. It looks like you get some in-game currency, which is pretty nice. 3 million in-game currency, that's better than nothing. But you know, like you actually get some bonus discount on British researchable ships as well too, which is pretty sweet. I have to admit though, I mean, like, it's actually pretty interesting to see the level of detail being put to it in this game. I have to say that, you know, like, it's actually looking pretty nice, pretty sweet overall. They've done a great job. I mean, like, they really pumped it out there with what they've done in this game, in terms of trying to introduce, you know, like, the franchise to us all. But, you know, like, the Star Trek, as much as I love Star Trek, it really leaves things a bit of a back burner for me. I mean, like, if you look at it in terms of the Enterprise and having like a bit of Deep Space Nine like aircraft on it, it actually kind of like feels a bit weird. But if I go back to the port here, and then I'll just go to click on one of these shuttles. So you click one of these shuttles, for example, and this will take you back to the Enterprise D deck itself. So you can have some random conversations going on here. These people are just, you know, that person just entered, it's just like only once a time. It would be nice, honestly though, if on this deck here, like for example the people in the chair, I would have actually loved to have Commander Worf standing there. I would have loved to have, you know, Commander Will Riker sitting here, you know, like, and also you got Council Troy, and at some point, you know, just randomly coming through here, for example, maybe we can have like Jodie LaForge and the Doctor, and also you know, Picard randomly walking out and talking with Wesley, for example. You know, it would be nice, you know, like, it would be nice to have that bit of a general feel for it. You know, it's actually kind of funny, when I watched the Star Trek Picard series, I was actually very intrigued about how they did. I won't go into spoiler alert for it, but in terms of the World of Warships side of things, I actually love the Star Trek dock yard itself, for the, you know, the port itself. I should rephrase, the dock, well, you know what I mean. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, like, in terms of the dock itself, it looks great. I mean, like, the Enterprise D looks good. Maybe the next time you could Wargaming should do the Enterprise E with the Sovereign class. Actually would be all over it. I'll be actually very intrigued with that. Actually, to be honest, I am a bit of a huge fan of the Enterprise E version of it, the Sovereign class. But in all seriousness though, just by looking at it all, I mean, like, the game looks pretty cool, the way it's been set up. And I mean, like, there's one thing I will show you that not many people have done in this video, is that I will check and show you this out to the containers. So the containers look awesome. So basically, let's just say, for example, You're gonna get a container of some kind. I mean, like there's some bonuses and stuff like that. The container will randomly drop. So I mean, like this is a good way to test that theory. So let me just like demonstrate that in a second here for you. Alright, so we waited long enough to get a container. Started to get a container for this one. And this is what it looks like. The beam down looks pretty cool, but check this out. This is something I actually liked a lot. It doesn't matter what you picked. I'll just go pick a random one here. Now, it doesn't matter what it is, but look at this. Watch this. Beams down. Looks pretty cool, huh? And then what you do is like you open it up. But it actually looks pretty sweet, you know, like the overall appearance of it. And that's it.
Rev up and roll out.
So even though you go back to the port, go back to the containers again, you can try randomly clicking around the whole screen, but unfortunately you don't get anything. And you got like only this person there, to stay there, manning the controls, but that's it. You get a shuttle that keeps going past all the time, and that's it. But yeah, just to recap, I mean, like before we go back and live long and prosper and get back into the game with the warships and stuff, the highlight of it of this video, I just want to say that, you know, like the Star Trek stuff, the one thing I can say about the Star Trek stuff is that if you want to have your ships, collectors, or items for the camouflages and the commanders, and you want the whole bundle, you're better off spending on this. Even though it's 150 Australian dollars at the moment, but you'll be very happy with it. And also don't forget, if you already got the camos on the ships already, you get like 3,500 doubloons for the Enterprise. If you have the Vulcan cruiser, Klingon Bird Prey, or the Roaming Warbird, you get 2,800 doubloons, which is pretty good. Either way, you'll still be fine with it. If you already have the Vulcan, Romulan, Klingon, or Federation, or Federation plans, I should say, flag already, then you have like 1,050 doubloons as compensation. But this is actually not too bad, I mean, like, I have to say, but I was a bit disappointed overall with this collaboration, because like I actually was, you know, expecting more out of it. But don't worry, something good would come out of it in the future, I hope. The commanders, as I said, the voiceovers were crap. It was not the greatest. I was really disappointed about it. I just didn't like the voiceovers. They're not as good as comparison to the accuracy of the Transformers ones. And that's the only thing that was actually really good about Transformers, because they actually did a good job of it. I know Jean-Luc Picard would have been nice to have for Patrick Stewart, Sela, and also Galrong. I mean, like, just having a quick look at for the Romulan, I mean, like, I have to say Sela is a bit of an interesting character. For the actress who played it, I believe the actress was Tasha Yar. I believe. I'm just trying to think of it. Yeah, Tasha Yar. Just trying to think of who the actress was. I think it was Denise Crosby, I think from memory. But that was actually very interesting. It would have been nice to have her voiceover, but I think she's passed on. No, she's still around. I mean, like, she would have been great for that. For Denise Crosby for Sela. And I'm trying to figure out how Galron was done. Galron, when I first met Galron, I actually find him a bit more an interesting character overall for Deep Space Nine. He was a very great character, and the person who played Galron did a fantastic job of it all. I'm just trying to figure out who did the voiceover for him. It was actually did a fantastic job of it. I think it was Robert O'Reilly, I think. No, that's actually Worf. Because like I say, you're trying to understand like who. Oh, it was Robert O'Reilly. I was right the first time. Yeah, Galon did a fantastic job there. So he's still around, and he would be a great voiceover for him. And then last but not least, I mean, like, it's obviously Leonard Nimoy. Now Leonard Nimoy, God bless him. I mean, let him rest in peace. Fantastic dude all around. But I think for Spock, I mean, like, it's a real tricky one with him because AI technology is pretty accurate these days. But if you want to go down that road, I mean, like, you probably should have Zachary Quinto. And I'm sure Zachary Quinto will be, a great choice to do the Live Long and Prosper and voiceovers of Spock in it. And I believe that it would have been a great, overall achievement. But I have to say that, between those four actors and actresses, I should say, between them all, I mean, like, you would have a great opportunity there. But look, overall, I was disappointed about the whole Star Trek franchise. I was looking forward to it, and in terms of the whole bundles. The bundles of the ship was good. In terms of the camouflage was okay. The voice actors was a letdown. That's all I'm gonna say about it all. But you know what? Overall, folks, I just want to start off by saying that I hope that next year, when Warships does their collaboration for the future collaborations with Star Trek, I hope it improves in going forward. But yes, as the countdown has begun, I mean, like, we will see another bundle of this next year. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame that it's all about spend. But yeah, definitely, folks, stay safe, take care, and all the best. Live long and prosper, everybody. I shall see you on the seas and with the warships. Live long and prosper. Engage. To boldly go where no man has gone before.